Hello, Delmarva sports fans. First and foremost, I want to thank the Dover Senators and the Dover community for allowing me to document the wild ride that was their 2019-2020 campaign. This is the XFL. Vince McMahon's brainchild is back after a 19-year absence. Cardale Jones, Donald Pumphrey, Eli Rogers, snazzy triangulation with Jones, Fire, Dakari Lee, and DC with some fireworks to get the lead back. I don't know about y'all, but the defenders look more solid than the Skins. Let's see how the XFL 2.0 launched. I mean, as long as a blimp didn't crash, we're in good shape, right? Old Bay seasoning, bacon, and a bear and a dance-off. Oregon State, keep doing what you are doing. It is awesome. Bears on the attack against the Hawks. Troy Baxter. Boom, shaka, laka with the slam. So a palindrome is when a number can be flipped backwards, and it still holds true either way. I just thought that was cool and wanted to share that. You know, the more you know. This next one is Loco. Wanye Wise with a Hail Mary, and EA lays it in off the alley-oop collab with Wise.
And I echo Emily's message to all little girls out there. You can do anything you set your mind to. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Cruz hard, charges, Collins, grabs the underhooks, and you know what's coming. The Greco-Roman toss like a boss as Big Mike lays the smackdown en route to the state championship finals. The Caps, they get one back. Jacob Verana passes it to TJ Oshie, and bang! The Caps are within one.
The Dover Senators were riding high with momentum after their victory over Y-High at the Governor's Challenge, but they faced a tall task against Eleanor Roosevelt. Let's go to the action. Pickleball is a great sport because literally anyone could just pick up a paddle and start playing. You ready, Dominic?
You ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's get it on.
Week 5 for 4, Woodbridge versus Archmere. It was more than just a matchup between two top Delaware teams. It was an opportunity for the Blue Raiders to honor their beloved QB Troy Haynes by snagging a win. Congratulations again to the Atlantic East Conference champions, the Wesley Wolverines. José Cuevas signing off for WBOC Sports, and as always, it is a privilege and an honor to serve you, Delmarva.
It's been a long journey for Smyrna's Hugo Harp, one marked by challenges that would break most people, which makes where he is going now much more amazing.
The Beast of the East. The toughest high school wrestling tournament on the East Coast. Talent from all across the states, including the best heavyweight in the country, leaving it all on the mat, looking to tame the beast. Smyrna's Hugo Harp is in a must-win situation, facing elimination from the tournament.
Coach Harris was kind of upset that I let him up.
Down by 1 point with 6 seconds left.
I know I had to repay him for my mistake. I've been on YouTube lately looking at Dayton Fix and flying squirrels. I'm like, you feel me? If Dayton Fix can do it, I mean, I can do it.
And with that win, Hugo ended up not only repaying the favor, but he also placed 7th at the prestigious tournament.
When I hit it, I seen how excited they was. So yeah, I got excited because I seen that he wasn't mad no more. So it's not good to make any head coach mad, but it's definitely not good to make Coach Harris mad because he's not a regular coach. So it's not good to make him mad.
But there's much more to this relationship between Harp and Harris.
I was locked up for 3 years before I came here.
Harp went through more than 20 foster homes, from what he recalls. And after a string of crimes, Harp ended up going to multiple juvenile detention centers.
Everybody think I should be locked up or I should be dead.
Coach Harris has changed my life to the fullest. Like, without him, I'd probably be still at the place I was at before, locked up, doing the dumb stuff I was doing before. But I mean, Coach Harris saved my life.
Because I went through what I went through, my life goal is to just try and help kids become productive citizens in society. The best way I know how to do that is to teach them wrestling.
Coach Harris also had a rough upbringing.
I haven't really lived at home with my parents since I was about 8 years old. That's about the most I'm willing to, get into.
With his past and my past, like we took like a real strong bond. And that's probably the only person I ever called Pop.
But how did this relationship forged by fire have its inception? Well, it was not on the wrestling mat.
I met Coach Harris. Oh man,
And I just hear, you know, some commotion coming from the freshman field.
He seen me out there running everybody over.
And it was Hugo, just smacking freshmen.
And he came up to me, he was like,
Have you ever wrestled before?
At first, you know, everybody with the singlet and touching iron. I wasn't really with all that.
I said, well, I didn't like wrestling either until my coach told me I could slam people. He said, I could slam people? I'll be there. So, you know, that night we were having open mats, and he came in and didn't know anything, but whoever I put in front of him, he just picked him up and slammed him. So I said, we got something here.
Their partnership has resulted in multiple DIAA individual state titles for Hugo. And back-to-back team titles for the Smyrna Eagles. But for Harris, there's always been one goal in mind.
He's got offers now.
Helping Hugo get a scholarship to not only wrestle, but to also get a college education. It's the last time Hugo will ever lace up his boots for the Eagles. And while scoring his third individual title would be a moment of joy for most people,
It's not even college. To be honest, my next step is leaving Coach Harris. That man done everything for me. This third state title wasn't for me, it was for him. I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm so happy for that kid. He's come so far. I just don't know what to say about it. I love that kid, man.
and after all the countless hours of work on and off the mat, Hugo earned a full ride to grapple at Iowa Central.
Shoot, if you want to be completely honest, Coach Harris didn't really want me going that far. He didn't want me. I wasn't even comfortable with even going that far.
Hugo's a handful. I'm gonna miss him.
Which makes this goodbye a bit tougher. As Hugo marks a new chapter in his journey.
Yeah. My dog off to college.
Hugo will compete as a heavyweight at Iowa Central and has big hopes of transferring to a Division I school in the near future. I'm excited about this next story. Fred Harvey has been a bus driver for the Cape Henlopen School District for many, many years. But not only has he put on a lot of miles onto his odometer, but also lots and lots of memories.
It's another day for Fred Harvey.
How you doing? Driver.
He's been a bus driver for 31 years. Every destination is a little different, with all different kinds of passengers.
Avocado is the name of the game.
On today's destination, he's helping spread the holiday cheer.
Snow is falling.
Driving fifth graders to sing Christmas carols at a senior home.
It's falling gently to the ground.
On one of his most traveled routes, the singing is not as pleasant.
On the other side.
Oh my dear.
It's gotta be annoying, but he tolerates us and he's the best for it.
Some of the singing that they do is unreal.
Fred Harvey has driven the bus to 19 state championship games for the Cape Henlopen girls lacrosse and field hockey teams.
But I don't bother them. I let them sing because I feel if they're singing and they're happy, that means they're gonna get out there on the field and do a good job.
I mean, he just let us do our thing and just dance party and sing and talk and just have fun.
And the result of letting the girls let loose on the bus, 19 state championship wins. And every single state championship win, they make sure to let Fred know how much he means to them.
They love him. He's just like a big teddy bear for them.
And as the hardware began to rack up, Fred became much more than just the girls' favorite bus driver.
When you used to get on a bus and go to a state championship game or something like that, and you saw Mr. Harvey, he was always the good luck charm.
So it would only be fitting that that lucky charm that took him to make so many memories drive them one more time on the biggest day of their lives.
When my sister was planning her wedding, Mr. Harvey was mentioned to drive her bus, and she said, absolutely, we have to have Mr. Harvey.
And with Jackie recently becoming engaged, she's thinking of doing the same.
I would definitely love to ask Mr. Harvey to drive. It'd be really cool.
No singing today.
And as he prepares for yet another trip,
Get to see a lot.
he wouldn't trade all of the miles on the road for anything else.
I love this. This is like part of me. You tell me you got a bus trip for me, I said, okay, let's go.
That's what sports are all about right there. Thank you, Mr. Harvey, for everything that you do.
Smyrna's Joey Narcola has been synonymous with success on the mat, coming in clutch in the toughest of situations. And I think in sport, as much as in life, we ask, what's your why? What drives a person to succeed? For Joey, it's all about family.
Sussex Central versus Smyrna. The state team semifinals. The Eagles were heavily favored to win against a team they soundly beat 52-22 earlier in the season. But as the Central pins began to rack up, the Eagles found themselves in a deeper and deeper hole. It's the final match. Central is up 33-30. And while most people would rather not deal with the pressure of having to get a pin, Joey Narcola feels right at home.
I wouldn't want anyone else to be out there. Like, just give it to me and I'll make something happen.
And he indeed did. Snagging the pin and taking the Eagles to the finals.
I hate to let people down that I care about.
You see, for Narcola, the Smyrna Eagles and the Smyrna community are much more than just a team or a school.
When you feel the love from a community and you feel the support, you want to do everything you can for them and just you want to put on a show for them.
It's a family that loved and cared for him when he needed family the most.
So my family struggles a lot with addiction and substance abuse. And so I haven't known my mother. I met my mother one time in the last 10 years. This past summer, my dad passed away from substance abuse.
Through the pain of loss, he found solace where comfort is not common. The wrestling mat.
There's days I can find myself in a wrestling mat for 8 hours a day. It's just a place where I can escape to when needed.
And in the toughest of situations, you can count on Joey to give it his all for the family and community that gave him love and support here on Earth. While looking towards the sky for his family in the heavens.
I'm looking for my dad.
Joey hopes to one day be a teacher to little kids, and he hopes to raise awareness about substance abuse and addiction. A warrior on and off the mat. Smyrna strong. Thank you, Joey. Delmarva is very proud of you.